The cry has gone out in the good night. Evil has beset this village, and only I can set it right. Maybe not charged up quite that much. Hello, zombie thralls! Thought you could just sneak in here and start attacking some poor villagers, did you? Well, I shan't allow it. I'm here to put an end to your evil deeds, whatever the cost. I hope it's not just the two of them, because otherwise I don't have a justifiable reason to continue my onslaught. I have only seen two so far. Granted, I did come in swinging, so I maybe should have checked out the situation a little bit sooner. No, there's more! There's one there! That might have been a villager, I'm unsure. There's one! They're all over the place here! The entire village is overrun with zombies! Oh, these poor villagers! What are they going to do? They're in desperate need of my assistance! Oh no! The explosions don't seem to be having any effect on them. I guess I'll keep trying for now. Come on, zombies! I'm not going to let you harm these poor villagers! I'm a hero! I'm here to rescue them and put an end to your evil charades! Yeah, no, I can definitely say with almost complete confidence that this is having no effect on them. And as the sun rises, you might think that they'll catch on fire. But these look like the kind of zombie thralls that are going to keep fighting no matter what. I'm going to keep trying. No, yeah, I can say with pretty much full confidence that this is having no effect on them. We're going to go ahead and switch now. Now that we know for sure that it's not working, we're going to switch to the old Archangel Smite. This seems like a much more guaranteed way to deal with the menace, the absolute threat that we are facing here today. We're going to definitely focus our efforts in on one at a time here. Really make sure that we fill this guy full of lead. Or, I mean, I guess actually our arrows are flint-tipped, not lead-tipped. So that's actually what we're going to keep using. Is everyone okay? Is everyone safe? Everybody okay? Don't worry about this guy. I'm taking this guy down right now. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Is everyone all right here? Are you okay? You didn't get hurt in any way, did you? Are you all right? Everyone okay? My name is Brashiat Cub, and I'm here to save you from the evil zombie thralls. All right? I know that they are quite intimidating and have been instructed to not harm anyone here. They're here to eat all of your flesh. They want to make sure that the town is entirely... The reason they've not attacked you yet, it has nothing to do with them having specific orders not to harm able-bodied workers. It's because they wanted to make sure they fully infected your town first, alright? Because what they want to do is they want to spread the zombie virus. That's what it is. Yeah, maybe things we should have worked out beforehand, actually, before beginning the assault. Don't worry! The situation is being dealt with. In fact, I think that's the last of them. I think I've gone ahead and done it. I think I've taken care of all of the zombie thralls. I don't see any more around here. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Nope, there's one left! There's one left, and he's in the water, and he's somehow safe. Good gosh, no, we gotta take him down. No witnesses left. Come here, you. Oh, look at this! There's like a whole little group of them hanging out down here in the water! Oh, good gosh. Cannot stand that. Cannot stand for that, even. Gonna have to put a stop to this right now. You might say that they're completely harmless because they seem to lack the ability to swim out of the hole they're currently trapped in. And I would agree with you, but yeah, I don't know. This is the second time we've tried to use the hyperkinetic lens to deal with like an enemy insurgents, and it's never actually worked. It seems to only... I mean, this is good to know next time that you just cannot kill bad guys with it, no matter how hard you try. It really does seem to only affect matter, which I didn't realize. If I'd known that when I came in here, I could have possibly spared your village, dear villagers. It might not have had to end like this, but all things considered, I didn't know, and I had no way to know how this was going to go down. So I did what seemed right in the moment, and I just came in guns blazing. But everyone's alive. It doesn't look like there's any villager casualties. What is that? I hear barking. What is that? Is that a wolf? Is he barking in a threatening manner? Should we take care of him? I don't know if we need to deal with the wolf right now. He seems pretty chill. You know what? Yeah, we gotta kill the wolf! We gotta make sure the wolf is dead! There we go! No, I didn't quite kill the wolf. Okay, here, you know what? I'll take a more direct approach. There we go. You're safe now. Oh, man, your food supply, though. Sorry about that. Sorry, but you know what? We're gonna go ahead and put this away now. Alright, where's the... There you are. Bodan! Heard through the grapevine that you were having some problems with zombie thralls starting last night, and, well, I rushed to render aid as quick as I could. However, as a result, your village has been completely destroyed and rendered uninhabitable. Thank you so much, Rees Crafts, but what should we do now? Oh, well, you definitely don't want to stay here. What I recommend you do is to the south here, in a roughly thatwardly direction, you'll find my encampment, where I live with all of my fellow villagers. Am I a villager? Napier, you know, in the neighboring village, they all moved there, and it's a wonderful little community. We're building all kinds of housing for those who have been displaced by pirates and zombies, and you're more than welcome. In fact, I encourage you not to stay here overnight, because your food supply has been completely destroyed, your homes have been decimated. This is just wilderness wasteland. I don't advise that you stay here. You need to go there immediately, and we'll take care of you. We'll house you, we'll feed you, we'll clothe you. It's gonna be... Oh, Rees Crafted, that is too kind. Far too kind. You are too gracious. Yes, I am. But look, you can, you know, if you want to contribute to helping, you know, fund the efforts, you can maybe chip in and do a little work around there. You know, build some houses or whatnot. But yeah, y'all head that way, and I'll see you all there. That's a cool-looking mountain over there. It's a very cool-looking little mountain. This has absolutely nothing to do with what we're currently doing. I just noticed that what looked like oil popping up here, and then like a very cool little mountain. Look at this place! We're not all that far from where we originally spawned in at the beginning of the game. Imagine if we had come through here. I can already... Oh my gosh, there's another village. No, well, I mean, the zombie thrall, they might... The horde might start migrating this direction next. This place is so cool! If we had come through here first... Okay, so hold on. If we have a look at the map... By the way, howdy folks, how are y'all doing? We started, like, it would have been, I guess, right in the middle of here. And we kind of immediately found this river, sailed down to Napier's village, and then we just kind of did a hook around and landed here. And that's where we've done the whole series. And that was convenient because it turns out it was right next to where the teleporter, or the portal was for the end and all that. That was all super convenient. But if we had just gone this way a little bit, and we'd gone here instead, I can easily see... Ooh, wrong button. I can easily see, like, an alternate reality where the series took place. These are so cool! Look how cool these mountains are! Yeah, we probably would have set up maybe inside of here, had some sort of a base on top of this, I can see. Or maybe like a little house sort of in the midst of... These mountains are awesome! Oh, why are these so cool? Wait, does it keep going? Is that a pirate ship? Oh, more pirates. Good, fantastic. This has all just been here this whole time. Like, just slightly to the north. This is amazing! Oh, well, look, you know what the seed is, I believe. There you go. You know, if you're looking for a cool place to set up, load into the world and come this direction. This is really cool. What is that right there? No, but what is that? It's some sort of, like, black tower? What am I looking at? I'm so confused. Is this some sort of a glitch? Is this oil? Is this just a lot of oil? Wow. It's just a lot of oil. Okay. Well, as cool as all this is, and it is cool, and I do wish we'd kind of set up over here, we would be having a completely different series. It would be a completely... We probably would not have dwarf neighbors. We wouldn't have been so conveniently located next to the Ender Portal, which means we probably wouldn't have Ender Portal neighbors. No matter what I did, I probably would have ended up inciting the wrath of the pigmen, though. So I think we'd probably have pigmen neighbors. Although, who knows? We would have gone to a different place in the Nether. Should we just pop in and make ourselves known here real quick before we head back? Maybe just like... I mean, this was the... Look, this is the exact kind of biome I was looking for. When we started the series, I just wanted sort of a big open grassland. And having a big open grassland with some really cool mountains in the background, this, I can already envision the entire alternate series we could have had. This place is lovely. Howdy! Howdy, folks! How are y'all doing? My name is Rees, or Brashiad Cub. Good to meet all of you. Good to meet all of you. Maybe you've heard of me. Napier's Village. I saved them. And, oh, cool, honeycomb and bees and things. Look at this. They've got little bee houses. We need to figure out how those work. We want to get bees at some point. We definitely want to get bees. Okay, well, this is a beautiful village you have. Be on the lookout, though. There's evil spiders and zombie It's October. It's the month of spooks and ghosts and ghouls. So just keep an eye out for those sorts of things. And if you have any trouble, you let me know and I'll come deal with them. And if you need to seek refuge somewhere, I can provide you like a safe place to live. I'm just throwing that out there. These mountains are awesome, though. Well, folks, now that we've got that out of the way, I think we can probably head back, and we should probably let Napier know that an entire additional village is on their way, and he's going to need to set up some more tents, because while the additional workforce will be handy for building more houses, we still have to build more houses. And when I say we, I do mean Napier. Napier's going to be Napier and the villagers. Should we go ahead and pop back in? So let's see. They're over here. It's weird that there's 3 villages that close to one another, all in a line. Interesting. We know that there's another village this way as well. They're a bit far away for there to reasonably be any sort of attack from zombies or anything like that. But these are cool mountains too. Somewhere along in here is where we had the Let's Play series with me and Micah and Brenton and Zay. I think maybe like, not right there. It's kind of obvious. Once you spot it, there it is. Yeah, I was going to say, once you spot it, it's pretty obvious where it's at. I would love to play more of that. But oh, what I was going to say is, should we stop in and talk to the witches and let them know that the zombie horde of theirs got out of control? They need to get those zombies back under control. I had nothing to do with that. I'm just out here dealing with their problems. One of these days, we're going to have to go stick a nuke underneath their home and completely annihilate them. You know what I'm saying? No witnesses and that sort of thing. But the zombie horde might continue to suit our needs for right now, so we'll not do that. Oh my goodness, the butterflies chirping. It's good to be back here. The frame rate dropping. Oh, good. And the progress just halting. No additional houses yet. Napier, Napier, Napier. Ugh, buddy. How have you been? Listen, there's a whole group of you remember that neighboring village to yours? Yeah, they're evacuating. They're coming here. How did you manage that, sir? Zombie apocalypse. All right, look, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I saved them, but their village did get destroyed in the process. So once they get here, help them set up some additional tents. In fact, maybe move the tents that are in the basement out here too, just so they're out of my way, because I'm getting tired of looking at it. And put everyone who can lift a hammer to work. You know, anyone who breathes is capable of contributing to our society, okay? Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear, Napier. That's what I like to hear. The month of October. Ghosts and ghouls is what I was going to say, but ghosts and ghouls is what I meant. Oh, man. I thought that was moving for a minute. The way the light was flickering on it, I thought it was some sort of giant golem or something. So some of the villagers do work out here and live out here. These are, of course, the worker villagers who have been contributing to building little houses and everything along this boardwalk. And those efforts are going to continue for the time being. Love to see the dwarves. I wonder if the dwarves would be interested in, like, selling off some of their land. Wow! Man, the frame rate is bad. It's, like, really bad. Do you think that it has something to do with what's going on inside of here? Do you think that it's possible that it could be something to do with all of this? Now, I did get a comment from someone that I thought was absolutely brilliant. That, I suppose, we've got some time. We might go ahead and touch on that right now. Someone made oh my goodness gracious, get rid of all of this. Yeah, just a bunch of nonsense. Get that all out of my inventory. Someone made the suggestion. Let me see if I can find the comment real quick. Get a load of this. This is from Wordsmith. Translocator, Ender chest, Translocator. Folks! Now, what we're talking about here is not the standard Ender chest, although I think that would probably work. But what we're actually talking about is the other Ender chests. This one right here, which unfortunately, for whatever reason, doesn't have an EMC value. I think the pouch used to or did, but for some reason the chest no longer does, which is a great tragedy because literally every part of this has an EMC value. The normal obsidian does as well. So why you can't just EMC these up, I don't know. It's frustrating to no end. are abstract and arbitrary rules, but we can go ahead and just build a stack of them. What do we need? Blaze rods, obsidian, wool, ender pearls, and chests. And I'm actually getting enough to do an entire stack. I wasn't even joking. That wasn't a bit of any kind. We are actually getting enough to do an entire stack. I don't think I need that right now. We've kind of done what we needed with Archangel Smite for the time being. Did the button get reset somehow? Why is it... There we go. Right, it's just a different button now for some reason. I might have done that in a previous episode. I can't remember. Let's make as many of these as we can, please. We're going to run out of... Because these only go in stacks of 16, we're going to have to do, like, 16, and then do it again. We could have gone back to our home and done this much more quickly, but that's fine. You know what? I would have wagered that the time we're saving by not going back to our house... Actually, I don't know what the wager is anymore. I've kind of lost track of it. And then inside of here, we should have our translocators. We only have 3, but I know we built so many more, and I don't know what we did with them. I might have to rewatch the footage, because I don't know... I thought, didn't we make like 32 of them? And we have 0 in use right now. I think these are just the 3 we're experimenting with. I don't think they ended up in here, because that doesn't make any sense, and if they're in here... Well, then that should have gone with... Where did I put them? Where on earth did I put them? The only sort of chest around here... No. What is that? Random objects getting spewed out on the ground? We're going to ignore it. Normally, I'll go through and sort them out, but I'm not going to right now. So what we want to do is we want to determine whether or not this is a good way to sort of transfer items around. Now, you might remember... you don't know what that was. The issue we had over here was that you cannot put them into a black hole unit, which... It kind of sucks. You know, you can't have a translocator into a black hole unit. Maybe that's an update someone wants to do. I don't want to bother mod developers, really. But, you know, I'm just saying, you know, if you have the time and you want to, it's something to consider, I suppose. Where this might be useful, though, is having a single, instead of having 3 different, like, is this really going to reduce? Yeah, I guess because they're going to be traveling through the pipe a shorter distance, it still does make sense to have a single ender chest here. And I tell you what, let me just do it. So let's go down here to the gold one, because the gold one has the least going on, and I can probably break it without too much hassle. There we go. So we got to break these first, and then that way we're not going to be dealing with items spewing all out over the place. Didn't mean to break that, though. That was an accident, and also an embarrassing one as well. So we're going to place down our ender chests. Ooh, hold on. Do we need to do this first? Place that down. Place that down. And then take off our greaves so that we can place that down. And we need to make sure that this will actually work, because we learned last time that the translocator doesn't work with every type of... Yeah, that did work. Okay, good. It doesn't work with every type of inventory, because it doesn't work with the black hole storage units. So we want to grab glowstone now. Glowstone lets you go a stack at a time, and we don't actually need glowstone necessarily on here, because it's not making them that fast. You'll see, you'll watch every time that a gold does get made, you can see it make the journey. Yeah, there it goes. I don't think we need a stack upgrade on there. That should be okay. The great thing about this is, if it works, we can start building these closer to the ground instead of having them all the way up towards the ceiling. Or we can just leave them like this and we can walk under the entire completed assembly, and we kind of get back our floor space, which I like that idea as well. And the reason that we broke this up front here is just so I could have easier access. So we can place that back now that we're done with it. Now, I've gone ahead and done a boo-boo. Because we probably should have left those pipes in place while I planted the rest of these. But I'll tell you what, let's go over here now, and we'll kind of, we'll just throw this down here temporarily so that we'll have room to put this here. There we go. And if we have a look inside of here, there's the gold ingots, and then we can throw this on there. And there they go. And so now, instead of having all these pipes, we just have the one pipe, which theoretically should reduce things, potentially. We might want to go 2 pipes up so that we can also still have our closed transport pipe. But for right now, you know what I just realized? We don't have to keep the items up here anymore and then have this pipe that carries them down. If we do this, we can have the items up top, And then we can have the ender chests down here on the actual factory floor if we wanted. And then we can have all these walls be the items. Now, we are going to be limited by how many ender chests we can make, but we can make, like, there's a ton of combinations, because it's however many different colors of wool or dye that you have. So it's all of these, right? And then there's 3 slots, and each of, so it can be all white, or all brown, or white, brown, white, or white, purple, or I'm sorry, that's magenta, red. So there's a big number of combinations you can do, and it'll be a long time before we run out. What I need to go do right now, though, is I was going to head back into the house and see if I can figure out, maybe I left them upstairs, because I need more of them if I'm going to do this experiment, if I'm going to kind of demo what I had in mind here. Good gosh. The frame rate is not what it used to be. So where the heck did I leave those things? Did they end up in here? No. Am I crazy? I thought I built like 32 of those things. No translocators here. None in here. I mean, just to make sure. None in there? This is ridiculous. I am beside myself right now. Just like checking in absurd places where I know I'm not going to find them. Just on the off chance I find them. I guess I'll just have to make more, which isn't like a big deal or anything. It's just not exactly how I imagined spending the day. 1, 2, 3, 4 ender pearls. There we go. And then we want to throw all of this inside of here. Minecraft music every so often, it does get me. Every so often I'm like, oh no, this is actually perfect for what we're doing right now. So that recipe creates 2 of these. So we're about to have... What did we run out of? Ah, there we go. We're about to end up with 2 stacks of these, and somehow a lot of leftover redstone. Probably because there already was some up here. But that just further raises the question of what happens to the other ones that I... Did I not actually build them? Did I just think that I built them? Because I'm pretty sure that I did actually build them. Comment down below if you remember. I feel like this has gone beyond my programming, right? Like my memory cells are starting to overflow or something. I might be entering rampancy, I don't know. Right. Focusing now on item translocation. So we need to set up the rest of these to really get a good idea of how this demo is going to play out, right? Okay, there we go. It does look quite funny when they come streaming out. And as those go streaming out, we'll see that this should be able to keep up easily, I think. Yeah, it's moving real quick. It's going to have these drained out in no time. There we go. And it's all working just fine. And once again, like I said, we can break these, accidentally break a hole in the floor, which seems to happen kind of every time we're working up here. Maybe glass floors is not the best call, because glass, as it happens, is rather fragile. I know this is going to come as a shock to some of you, but it can be broken quite easily. But there we go! Now we need to change the color of these, because having these be like straight white across is not the best move. So what do we want to start with? I guess we'll get some dye, first off, because I'm pretty sure that's how you do this. And maybe we'll start all orange, and then as we go down the line, we'll sort of alter them. So we're going to change all of these to be all orange. Except for this last one, so I can kind of demonstrate. See how these are starting to fill up with gold? Nothing's over here. It's because they've got to be color matched. So once we get all these color matched, yeah, look at that, suddenly gold. There you go. So you can sort of see how this might help reduce some of the lag we get up here. Because right now we have, what, 1, 2, so 4, 8... nope, that's not how that works. 2, 4, 6. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Because that's also a pipe. So 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pipes per sort of setup here. And each one of those is constantly carrying through a bunch of items, and it's all very visual and quite graphically demanding, whereas this, I don't know if that takes less processing power than rendering the item going through a pipe, because it's still rendering a little item moving through space, but it's moving such a shorter distance, and then it's all background calculations to have it come out of here and go through a single pipe. And again, unfortunately, we cannot have, as far as I know, this setup, right? I would like to. I would like for this to be the setup. But for whatever reason, It simply will not work with the black hole storage units. And I don't think it's a matter of configuration, because every single side is set up to be an input and an output, and we can, unlock inventories? Yeah, I don't know to what end that. Lock inventory. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Anyway, inventory is locked, because we only want gold going in there. Yeah, that would be ideal right there. That would be the ideal move, but we simply cannot have nice things, so now got to try to delicately break this. They don't break easily. It could be the tool that I'm using is not the ideal. You just kind of have to get it at the right angle and hope that you don't break everything behind it. And fortunately, we can still use the closed transport pipe. I wonder if we shouldn't... I mean, like I said before, something I was thinking about doing. Oh, by the way, this should hold whatever its configuration is. So if you look at it, it's not stacking with the others, and that's because it's a triple orange, and it knows that it's a triple orange, which is that's probably why it doesn't have an EMC value, because then every single one of these would have a different EMC value for like white, 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 triple orange, etc. So we'll have our gravity pipe, and then we'll have that feed into the, oh gosh, closed transport pipe, which is of course there to make sure that you don't get any overflow. So if we end up in a situation where this is full, instead of just spitting them out on the ground, they'll first fill up this inventory and then just get voided, which is preferable. I don't really think we need this pipe anymore. If we're going to, because I don't think this is going to stay here. I kind of liked my idea. Oh, you know what we can do? We can have several of these. Hold on. Diamond transport pipe, right? So the diamond transport pipe, and there's other pipes that do this as well. But the diamond, there it is. Okay, the diamond transport pipe can be used to sort objects. So what we could do theoretically is we could have one color chest for multiples of these, and then they all get teleported down below, where then the diamond transport pipe sorts them into their own different black hole units. Now, that does put us back in a situation where we have items, lots of items, traveling through multiple pipes. So, I mean, but if it's behind a wall and we're not looking at it, would it still cause latency issues if it's kind of hidden and tucked out of sight? I don't actually know. I feel like probably not. It's something to consider experimenting with. But what we'll do for now is we'll have orange, 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 and then we'll have this one be like orange, orange, yellow, orange, orange, red, orange, orange, white, orange, orange, green, orange, orange, lime, orange, orange, cayenne, or cyan, if you're so inclined, orange, orange, you get the idea, and then we can move on to orange, white, orange, orange, red, orange, 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 yellow, orange, you know, kind of, and yeah, we'll just have like a ton of different options. Alrighty, folks, well, I turned on a little video and spent the last, 27 minutes kind of figuring this out and expanding it and getting this side set up, this 1/2, and I wanted to sort of show you the results so far. So, as you can see, I think we're probably still dropping some frames looking in this direction. Yeah, we're not getting that 60 FPS experience. We're looking more at about a 45. But watch when we swing over this direction. We're looking at a little bit of a 27 to 25 FPS experience over here. And then when we just turn right back around here, we're back up into the 43, 49, 39. It's better. It's not 100% up to where I would like it to be, but I mean, you can even tell as we swing our camera around, it just immediately gets choppy when we face this direction. So, is what we're doing right now going to 100% fix all of our issues? No, but it has helped immensely. You can even tell just looking at it. It looks so much less cluttered and chaotic as opposed to this. This is just a lot going on. Now, this is all set up using different colored chests. So, as you can see here, what we've got is we've got orange, orange, and in this case I've got this dark gray. We've got orange, orange, and magenta, orange, orange, and blue, orange, orange, yellow over here. Although with this one, I did something a little bit different. So I found out that you can't have what I was going to do was I was going to put the red matter furnaces up here and then put the ender chest down here so that they would have more or less the same design as the rest of them. And we could get rid of this ender chest or this energy collector on the back. But you can only use these item translocators to pipe items into the tops of the red matter furnaces. You can extract them seemingly from any direction though. So I just kind of swapped my idea that did necessitate we keep the energy collector back here. Doing this does mean we lose out on an energy collector here, but I'm not all that worried about it, considering we have got 90,000 of these, and I have no idea why I'm making them. I have no use for them, so I'm pretty okay with it. It does look kind of funny when they come out. They do that weird little curve there, but it does look like it's working okay. And then, of course, this is still an issue because we can't have them hop into here for whatever reason. We do still have a couple of pipes. And I imagine if we didn't have those, we would be getting even closer to having a reduced overall load. But my idea, I think, might work out of having all of those be actually down here, maybe along this wall. And then in the space behind this wall, that's where we actually have all of the pipes. And because they'll be out of sight, it might save us quite a bit of graphical processing power because they won't visually be rendered if we're not looking at them. I'm pretty sure is the way that it works. So it's like when those are off screen, obviously everything is still being processed, but because they're behind us, well, that's a poor example. If we get further away from them, the overall impact will be decreased. So like over here, we've got like a pretty solid 60 FPS, upper 50s, and it's really only when those things are on screen that it starts to tank into the 25s. So I'm thinking if we keep them behind a wall down there, that might be the move. We'll have to wait and kind of see. But I've done this half, and it has improved performance, and I reckon once I do this half, it'll improve performance even further. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. All right, folks, it looks like I have done it. It looks like everything is now completed, and now that they're all done, you have to admit there's a very obvious improvement in frame rate. Now, it's not 100% still. You know, we're looking at the mid to upper 30s. If we stop moving, goes back up to 60 FPS if we're not looking around a lot. Even if we turn, you know what, if we get this whole thing in view from like down here maybe, and we look in that direction and we don't move, so we're not trying to render a whole lot of stuff in the far distant background, we're getting around 36, 37, 38, not too bad. Of course, if we lowered the overall view distance, because I do have it set to the absolute maximum because I like how it looks, let's say we did go ahead and set that to 16. So now, of course, we have to wait for the 16 chunk distance to re-render. For some reason, they can't just drop the distant ones. But yeah, I mean, obviously, that's going to give you a marked improvement, except for that little glitch there. But you know, as things kind of load in, it'll stabilize, and we're looking at a much closer to 60 FPS. But I like being able to see things in the distance. I like being able to see the tower there. And in fact, I noticed something earlier. If we crank up our video settings and we go all the way over here, and we're patient because it might take a second, you can eventually see if I pause the game, does it still render things in the background way fast? Look at that. You can see that sort of shape right there out in the distance. That's the witch's house. So I don't know how long that's been there, but you can see it from here. And that's why I like having the maxed out render distance. What I might do is there's a really cool mod, and we've talked about adding mods to the pack before, and how in certain instances I'm not okay with it, like adding the elevator mod, where you just stand on a block and jump and it teleports you up a level. That doesn't feel like it's within the spirit of the pack, but there is a mod that allows you to have effectively infinite render distance by rendering things beyond a certain point at a much lower quality, which is how like other video games do it. And I've thought about installing that because that is only visual and that does not impact the actual functionality or usability of the mod pack at all. It doesn't add anything that might sort of break the balance of the game. It just means that things in the distance, like right there, the tower, might be rendered with less quality. It might be rendered with less detail, but you would be able to see it, and things even further off than that. So I'm thinking about installing that. Please do comment down below and let me know what you think about that. I can't imagine anyone having like too many issues with it, but I still do like to kind of hear opinions. And with that done, though, this is an improvement. We may not be sitting at like 60 FPS, but we're not sitting at 20 anymore either. And while I was doing this, I kind of came to a realization that maybe we don't really need black hole units that are filled to the brim with all of these different items. I got to thinking about it, and I realized, you know what? This might only be a single like chest full of whatever object. But what if we just had those? And then we, instead of having miles and miles of these here logistics pipes running all over the place, what if we just, I mean, obviously we'd still need them run all over the place to have power delivery, but what if we just had instead, like, what are these? They're taking in sticky resin. What if we just had an ender chest with sticky resin and it dumped into all of these centrifugal extractors, you know? And then maybe it exports out the other side into another ender chest. And I realized that the translocators will not overflow an inventory. They won't do it. So even though, like when I first had these set up, they were like dumping directly from here into these chests. Before I got this chest set up down here to accept them, it was dumping items into here and filling them up all the way up until the moment they were full, and then they stopped. So they have the logistics to not overflow a chest, which means that they will also store inside of here. Once this chest is full, right, this will fill up, and then it won't overflow this, so we'll have a bit of a backlog. So we'll have this fill up, and then that fill up. So it's not like we'll ever be in a position, and it might even be better to talk about that in terms of, what are you? You're generating brass? This is already a pretty decent supply of brass. Do we really need this much brass? It would certainly simplify things a lot to just, wherever we need iron, instead of having pipes that transport iron 40, 50 blocks to all these different machines, wherever we need iron, or wherever we need gold, for example. Like we need gold here. Just throw down the ender chest that has gold in it, sync it up to wherever gold is being stored. Now, the issue with that is going to be that we only have so many ender chests. So we almost ran out of double orange options up here on this row. Almost. We didn't quite. We went through all of these, and I think all we had left... Did we have red and black left? I don't think we ever used red and black. I'm not sure. I only decided to go in wool order, kind of a little bit further along, and I figured this would be a good way to keep track of what had already been used, so I just punched in wool down here. And so it's not like perfect one-to-one, but I'm pretty sure we had a couple left. But that does still mean that we have orange blank orange, and then orange blank blank, and then blank orange orange. How many potential configurations are there? How many colors of wool are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How would you calculate this? So if there's only one, that would be 16. But since there's two, that's 16 times itself, right? Because you could do red, 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 blue, red. So that would be like all the way up to that, and then all the way up to that. Would it be 16 times 16? So that would be 256 possible combinations. And then would we multiply that by 16 again to get a total of 4,000 combinations? That can't be right. Could it? I think that's correct. I think that's what we would do. So maybe that's not actually a concern. Anyway, Wordsmith, at Wordsmith, what was your actual channel name? It's just Wordsmith. Thank you so much for that tip and for that suggestion. If anyone else has any others they'd like to share, let me know what you think about my idea of kind of discontinuing our use of the black hole units, at least within that context, and kind of just using ender chests. I think that would be kind of a brilliant ploy. I've got to go make sure that those refugees found their way here, and get them set up and working hard. So until next time, thank you folks for watching, God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!